Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Mystery Ranch and Carryology Unicorn 2.0. I started shooting a video on this the other day when I first got it, and I realized that all my initial first impressions were very negative. And while I still have some negative first impressions, I carried this all day at the zoo with my kid, and some of those negative impressions went away. I'm taking a trip tomorrow with this bag, and so I'm going to really test it out in almost a one-bag travel configuration, and maybe some of those negatives that remain will be kind of dispelled. But for today's video, I'm going to show you some of my quick first impressions, some of the negative things, some of the positive things, how I've got this packed out for my one-bag travel tomorrow, and then when I get to where I'm going, I'll do another video and give you kind of my impressions on how it traveled, and I'll put all of that together in kind of one summary video. So here we go. Let's talk about initial first impressions of the Mystery Ranch Carryology Unicorn 2.0. Okay, so when I first got this bag, a couple of the positives right off the bat. I like the material. I like the construction. This harness is extremely robust. Well, I think a little over-engineered for a bag of this size. We'll get into that. Overall, I like the way it looks. I like the materials, etc. Now, as we continue to talk about this, let me preface that I have never been a big fan of the Mystery Ranch Tri-Zip. So this bag opens down here when I get the beaver tail out of the way, or open like this, and I'll show you. But I've never really been a big fan of it. I had an Urban Assault 21, and I could not love it. I am more my style is more, the Go Ruck kind of style of bags. That's always been my jam. But I'm trying this either way. So I'm hoping that with a lot of the features and materials on this, then I can learn to love the Tri-Zip. So the zippers are very sticky on it right off the bat. Those will break in, no problem. My first negative impression on this bag is just how strappy and dangly it is. I mean, we've got excess strap everywhere. We've got zippers. We've got Hypalon. We've got beaver tails. I mean, it is just a super strappy bag. Some people are going to love that. Some people aren't. Me, nah, not so much. They've done some things to make it a little bit more manageable, i.e. strap keepers like you see here, heat shrunk zipper pulls. So they've done a lot of good stuff. They've got these great web dominators here, but it's still a very strappy bag. So anyways, I like what they did with the beaver tail. I like how it connects up here. So these are G hooks. I just ordered some fidlocks for this. I'll be replacing those with fidlock buckles. But overall, my only real big negative is just how strappy it is. Secondly, the harness. This is an incredibly comfortable bag to carry. However, I personally don't think you need a harness that is this engineered for a bag of this size. I also am not a big fan of how when you adjust it, the carry handle kind of is impeded by the top of the yoke. It does come with a removable hip belt, which I did take off because, again, for this size of bag, I don't really think it's necessary. Okay, but regardless, we're giving it a shot, and there are a lot of things I like about it. So now let's talk about how I've got it loaded out for this one bag travel. All right, so now I typically take a fair amount of stuff with me. I can always get it into a 26 liter like a Go Ruck GR1 up here, no problem. But with this bag, I had to play with my packing and loadout. And I realized that in order to carry all the stuff that I need, I'm gonna have to supplement with a sling. So in addition to the Carryology Unicorn 2.0, I'm going to be bringing a Bounce Design Labs 3DC. This has got all my everyday carry essentials, wallet, passport, charging stuff. So this will be on my chest, and it supplements my Unicorn. So on the outside, Hero Clip, essential for travel. I have inside the beaver tail here, I have a rain jacket because where I'm going, it's going to potentially rain. So I threw my rain jacket inside the beaver tail, which is great. Love that. So up in the top zipper compartment, I also threw a beanie and some gloves. I'll probably throw some other things up here, like my keys and some other stuff. AirPods, maybe that sort of stuff. But I do have a little bit of room up there. So along the sides here, in these quick access ones, in this one I don't have anything because I'm gonna try, despite how packed out this is, I'm gonna try to get a small water bottle in this one. And on the other side here, this is where I have a tech pouch. Now, I usually travel with the Phoenix Cap 1, the Cap 1 Phoenix edition. It would not, with how much stuff I had and how loaded out the bag is, it just would not fit well in here. I could have jammed it in, but I didn't want to, so I downsized, and my tech and charging stuff for my laptop and other things is here in this Able Carry stash pouch in VX material. I did that because from a shape perspective, it's kind of the same shape, and so it does actually fit in here. I also have a pen. I actually have 2 pens. I have some wet wipes in here, so this is going to be kind of like my tech and writing stuff. And you can see how tight those zippers are. Again, they're getting broken in. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the main compartment. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the beaver tail down, and again, these G hooks are going to be replaced with fid locks. So the beaver tail goes down like this, and we're going to open the top and show you that I do have some room up here. And that's probably where I'm going to just stash maybe an extra layer, or maybe my hoodie, or we'll see. But I'm only gone for 36 hours, so I didn't have to pack a ton, but there's enough for work stuff. So, all right, first things first, you can kind of see you've got to really think about how you pack this bag out. So my REI little DOP kit goes in there. And then I have my GoPro kit, and I'm obviously shooting with my GoPro, but this always goes with me. And then really jammed in here, I have this Evergoods packing cube, and I put it in this way. When I put it in this way, there is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to utilize this for water, the outside pockets for water bottles. So I slid it in kind of in this fashion. Along the back, I've got my ballistic armor panel, and back here is where my laptop will go. I have nothing in these side panels. So again, from a packing perspective, you've got the Evergoods packing cube down like this. Leaves you about that much space on the top. My GoPro kit fits like this along the back. My DOP kit here, and now you can see zips up nicely, and I do have a little bit of room at the top. So I was actually, when I first looked at this bag, I was like, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to be able to one bag travel with this. And now I would definitely say for a multi-day, like a week trip or whatever, it's going to be tough to one bag travel this because you just don't have a lot of room. But for a quick overnight, like I'm gone for 36 hours, I think I'm going to make this work. So there was a potential that I could fit maybe with the straps off of it, this Bounce Design Labs 3DC up here, but maybe it's just going to be very tight. So I may, we may do that. We may do that. So there's the 3DC at the top, and I can pull it out when I get on the plane. So we may end up going that route. We'll see. But it's going to depend on how I can get my laptop in there and so forth. So despite initial first impressions on the bag not being able to carry much, I'm changing my tune a little bit. So this is what we're going with. I'm going to take off tomorrow. More information, give you my thoughts on how it carried, how my travel experience was. But that's my packing loadout for my first trip with the Mystery Ranch and Carryology Unicorn 2.0. So now let's see how it flies. All right, so here we are in Des Moines, Iowa. Got in last night at like 1:30 in the morning. Flight was delayed, so I had the Unicorn with me in the airport for a couple hours, on the flight here, at the hotel last night, all day for work today. And I just got back to the hotel for tonight, and I'm leaving again at 5 in the morning tomorrow to fly home. So I've been getting some good time with the Unicorn. As I've said previously, I was surprised at how much I was able to get into this. I've got all my work stuff, I've got my clothes, I've got all my travel stuff in here, and it was great for the day. Definitely turn this into a one bag travel bag for a couple hour, for a short trip. But there are still some things, again, that I'm not super happy about, or that I don't really like that much. So number one, the strappiness, which I've already talked about. Just getting in and out of the plane, on and off all the time. There's just a lot going on with, having to adjust either like load lifters or like just all the straps. I've found on several occasions I've tried to open a compartment, I've grabbed for the wrong zipper pull. So I think that in addition to changing out the buckles for the fid locks, I'm going to change the zipper pull on probably the middle of the tri-zip, as well as maybe like the laptop sleeve, or I don't know, but something to just make it a little easier for me to find the zipper pull that I want when I need it quickly. So, but otherwise it's been pretty good. I think I need to do a little bit more adjusting on the yoke and the harness. I found it under heavy load not as comfortable as I thought, and probably that's just an adjustment for me. So I'll make that adjustment and go from there. On the front, I threw on some, and it looks like, did I lose one? I might have lost one already. Peak Designs little clips here if I needed to attach anything, and I had another one on here, and wouldn't you know, I think it's gone. So I'll probably take these off and stow them for now. But I thought about maybe adding like some pouches on the front of here for quick access, but we'll get to that at another point. So anyways, that's kind of it. So far, I'm liking it more than I thought I would. Aside from maybe making some adjustments, and again, just how strappy it is. These strap keepers on the sternum strap are nice because you can take your excess from here and run it through and secure it, which is nice. But if you're taking it on and off a lot, it's not really worth your time. So I found that I haven't really been using them unless I'm going to be wearing it for a longer walk. But in and out of the airport, on the plane, work, car, rental car, meetings, not really that practical. So anyways, one more flight with this, and then we'll wrap it up and let you know final thoughts and see if this is going to stay in the rotation or we're going to look to do a trade on it. So all right, we are back from Iowa. It's been a couple of days since the trip. I was fortunate enough, I got my fid locks in, so we've been able to switch out the beaver tail to some fid locks, which is nice. Now the real question is, I've done a trip, am I keeping this? The answer is yes. More impressed with this bag than I originally thought I was going to be. I had some preconceived notions going into it, worked through those. Overall, pretty happy with this bag. It's definitely going to go into the EDC rotation. Not sure it's going to be a travel bag much anymore, but it's going to go into the EDC rotation. So the bag is staying. Now, up next, since I'm back, the Evergood's Griffin is up. So stay tuned, you'll be seeing a video about this. But hope you enjoyed the video on the Mystery Ranch Carryology collab, the Unicorn 2.0. Great bag. If you get an opportunity to pick one up, definitely encourage you to. Looking forward to the next Mystery Ranch and Carryology collab. See you next time.